gets the Denver job, and he starts off really good, 5-0. And next thing you know, he shits the bed. But this Raiders organization,
2-pack of ass.
This is the Raiders organization. Right now. That's the Raiders organization. That's how bad they've been for so long. I mean, the closest they got to a Super Bowl, which Rich Gannon was probably Gannon. That was the closest. They got blown out against Tampa Bay versus that man, John Gruden, that they did hire. The very next closest, Derek Carr broke his leg. You could make an argument that Derek Carr broke his leg. They would have, that was his MVP season. But other than that, what have the Raiders done since then? Not too much of nothing. Their defense has been ranked at the bottom for so many years. They wanted to blame it on Derek Carr. Derek Carr's in New Orleans, being inconsistent. Same Derek Carr what he saw with the Raiders. That's not going on too well. But the thing when it all started, John Gruden, you end up with Antonio Brown. You end up with him. Now you have to go with the helmet issue, with the foot issue. Then you had to worry about Henry Ruggs getting in trouble, not calling an Uber, killing someone. Now you had trouble with him. You had Darren Waller, who checked out early on him, who didn't want to be a Las Vegas Raider. And now you go through with John Gruden with the emails. But what happens right after that? You got a certain type of coach, a special teams coach. Rich Bisaccia comes in, changed the dynamic of that team, that organization. Through all that crap that they went through, they still made the playoffs. And Rich Bisaccia, the players, the organization, respected him. But you thinking he's going to be interviewed for a possibility head coaching gig? Nope, he ain't head coaching material. So now you move on with him. You get Josh McDaniel. How the first year go? Not so good, not so great. Donte Adams comes in thinking he's about to play with his best friend Derek Carr since Fresno State. You shipped him up out of that. Donte Adams now goes on a Instagram and Twitter rampage. And the team is not so good. Now, this is what Jimmy G comes in at. Jimmy G deserved every bit of that bench that he deserved. You sit there and you hold that goddamn clipboard, because you know why? Jimmy G is not that good of a quarterback. Jimmy G is not a good quarterback. You know why? That's how good San Francisco was. That shows you that's how good San Francisco was. That's how good that goddamn defense was. The moment they make it to the Super Bowl, I know my boy Mo remember this. We want to bring up goddamn Kyle Shanahan. How about that damn open pass that he missed? To almost win the Super Bowl. How about that pass that he missed? You know when you come back in next year, you win 3 in a row versus the Rams. But you know what that 49ers defense did against the Packers? That special teams won them that game. That defense won them the game. Now Jimmy Garoppolo didn't win them the game. That special teams and that defense won them the game. You know what he did against Los Angeles when they needed to go to the Super Bowl? He threw 2 interceptions. He barely got past the Cowboys. You know who won that game? That defense won them that. That defense won them that game. Now, the very next year, that was the year that he was out. He gets hurt early. You knew the team wasn't going to bring you back. You knew he wasn't going to be back. So what you do? You get hurt. You should have had surgery then. You would have been ready for a training camp. You decide you almost had to fail a physical. You almost failed a physical. That's how bad it got. Now you're getting a fresh start. You stink it up against Pittsburgh, where you was the reason why you lost the game. And Josh Jacobs comes out. That guy comes out and say he's tired of goddamn losing. Max Crosby goes on Instagram and say that this crowd deserves better. And we know Max Crosby a great goddamn football player. Who else is on that damn defensive line that can disrupt the quarterback and stop the run outside of Max Crosby? How is Tyreek Wilson looking right now? Tyreek Wilson only has 1 goddamn sack throughout the whole year, and that was against a bearless Chicago Bears team. He only has 1 sack throughout the whole damn year. So Max Crosby is the only one that can wreak havoc on that defensive line. Now we go to Davante Adams. The last straw was last night. Davante Adams is running wide open. Now, how the hell you throw a ball 10 yards over the goddamn man's head when he's open? He's clearly wide open, and the ball goes 10 yards over the wide receiver, over Davante Adams' head. I would throw my helmet and be pissed off too. I would do the same thing too. The first play, he throws in the double coverage to Davante Adams, and it gets picked off. That's how bad the Raiders organization has been. Jimmy Garoppolo deserved every bit of him being benched. 9 interceptions to only 7 touchdowns. The running game has not been so well. Now, if I was the Ravens, I would have took that 2nd-round pick and got Josh Jacobs up out of that organization, because the Ravens need a running back. I don't think Gus Edwards gets it done at the long term, but other than that, this Raiders organization stinks. They need to get the right head coach up in there. They need to get the right management up in the management office. But it clearly seems that Josh McDaniels, this should be his last head coaching gig. He could not get it done in Denver. He cannot get it done the 2 years that he did get in Las Vegas. And it's good that Al Davis put his big boy goddamn draws on and fired the man. Josh McDummy, we can't call him Josh McDummy. I'm gonna call him Josh McDumbass. That's what I'm gonna call him, because that's what he's been as a coach at his whole coaching career, and he's been an absolute joke. And this Raiders organization will be an absolute joke until they get the right coach, the right guys in the goddamn front office. But if I'm Donte Tatum, hell yeah, I would be mad if I got the ball thrown 10 yards over my head and I'm wide open. That's all I gotta say about the Raiders.